Hey guys, this is Callum from EnglishShooting and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a break from shooting and guns. I'm going to look at knives instead. I get a lot of questions on this channel about what the rules and laws are around what you can own in terms of knives, and also whether you can carry them within public places here within the UK. So it's taken me longer than I would have liked to get round to making this video, but I hope to give you an overall guide of what you can buy and also what you can carry. So getting straight into it, behind me I have my fairly modest collection of knives, a mixture of functional tool knives, sort of collectible, like nice to look at knives, and also sentimental knives and a few souvenir ones as well. And amongst this collection there are only 2 knives that would be legal to carry without good reason. And if you take a quick look, can you take a guess which ones they are? Well, the knife that I carry pretty much every single day is the CRKT Journeyer. And the reason they call this the Journeyer is that it's legal to carry worldwide, and I take it everywhere I go, abroad, around the UK, so on and so forth, because I know that it's going to conform to all laws and I can have it on me. And it's a really handy thing to have on you if you're doing all sorts like I do every single day, opening up packages, cutting bubble wrap, getting, reducing down cardboard, even like funny things like, vape juice, getting the tops off of vape juice bottles. I'm using it every single day without fail, and I take it with me everywhere I go because I don't need to provide a reason for having it on my person, even within a public place. So what makes this knife and the few others carry legal here in the UK? Well, the criteria are that it must not have a blade longer than 3 inches, it must be a folding knife, and it also must be non-locking. So as you can see, there's no locking device on this, and it is completely carry legal. Another example, we have this again, the blade under 3 inches. It's also a folding knife, and whilst it's got quite a stiff mechanism there's no locking mechanism to it. I don't have to depress anything or move anything. So yes, it's maybe a little bit more useful because it's got that resistance, but again, it would conform and be carry legal. A great website, Henny Haynes, they have a selection which will only show you can tick it, and it will only show you carry knives, so you don't even need to think about it. But if you're looking for something that you can have on you every single day, then those are the criteria for it. Now, a few caveats. No matter how lawful it is to have on you, using a knife in any threatening manner is against the law. So don't be doing stupid stuff with it. Have it for you for the reasons you want, the lawful reasons you want. If you start being a knob with it, you're going to get yourself into trouble. Now, just because a knife doesn't conform to those criteria doesn't mean that you can't have it on you within a public place, because there are a few exceptions. So let's just take this this buck knife. Now, this could be used for going out hunting, it could be used by builders, tradespersons, so on and so forth. If you're using it for your work or you have a valid reason, then you can have it on you, even though it's not folding, even though it's a fixed knife and the blade is over 3 inches. If you can justify why you have it on you and you have good reason, then you would be allowed. If you're using it as a tradesperson, if you're going off to your building site, if you're working on a farm, those are sort of the reasons for why having something like this is going to be justifiable. And something that gets asked quite a lot, and it's a topic that I'm sure many of you will be aware that I like to steer away from, but we'll touch on it slightly, and that is self-defense. I want to clarify that having any object, any tool, anything at all, be that a knife, be that a gun, be that a baseball bat, a golf club, even a lampshade, having anything for the purpose of self-defense is against the law here within the UK. Where the law is very grey is that you are able to use objects for the purposes of self-defense, but having the object specifically for that purpose instantly makes it an offensive weapon. So you can end up getting yourself into a lot of trouble with knives like this, where you don't need to provide a reason and you start giving reasons to the police. It's very easy to drop yourself in a bit of a hole with them. So if you're carrying a knife like this on a regular basis, my advice would be, if you are ever stopped and they ask you why, as long as it conforms to being under 3 inches in length on the blade, is folding and non-locking, you just tell them, I don't need to give a reason. That is as valid as an answer as you are going to get. If you start going, oh well, you know, it's a rough neighborhood and I just feel a little bit safer with it, well, then you're admitting to them that you have it unlawfully, that it's instantly an offensive weapon, and you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. Being found in possession of a knife that you don't have good reason for, or you're using it for reasons that are unlawful, can get you a prison sentence of up to 4 years and an unlimited fine. And if you are caught a second time, there's no doubt about it, you are going to prison. So be sensible about it, be logical about it, and don't push your luck. Now, there are a number of knives that, regardless of conforming to the carry criteria, are banned completely. The list is long, and it was most recently updated after the Offensive Weapons Bill. They brought in a new bit of legislation that banned the complete ownership of what they call zombie knives. Now, we are still unsure exactly what a zombie knife is, but they define it as something having a serrated blade that has some sort of writing on there descripting or depicting violence. So it opens it in up to a little bit of interpretation, but you can sort of get the idea. But there are also a number of other styles of knives that are completely illegal, and these are butterfly knives, disguise knives, flick knives, gravity knives, stealth knives, zombie knives, swords, sword sticks, push daggers, blowpipes, telescopic truncheons, batons, and then a whole host of other names that I'm not going to try and pronounce, including hand or foot claws and knuckle dusters. So those, in any context whatsoever, are classified as offensive weapons, and you will be looking at potentially prison time if you are caught in possession of them. Other than the exemptions that I talked about in terms of for your work, for theatrical reenactments, for educational or demonstration purposes, you can have other good reasons, and I'm going to give some personal examples for this. So when I first went to university and I moved into my halls of residence, I was travelling up from the south coast to London, and of course I'm transporting all of my worldly possessions, including kitchen utensils, and I was walking around the centre of London with a duffel bag full of very long, very sharp kitchen knives. Now, technically, from what I'm saying to you, that exemption wouldn't cover, any of those exemptions wouldn't cover that. I wasn't using it for work, I wasn't using it for theatrical reenactments or for a demonstration purpose, but I did still have good reason. If a police officer had stopped me and had instantly found the knife and be like, hang on a minute, why are you walking around with a 10-inch kitchen knife? Well, all I would have had to have said is, look at what else is in the bag. And then they're going to start seeing pots and pans and knives and forks and plates and, you know, a few pot noodles and super noodles, and it's quite easy to justify and explain to them that, look, I'm moving house, I'm currently transporting these to my new residence, and that again would be justified and good reason. Carrying around a random 10-inch kitchen knife with, you know, without anything else is going to be a little harder to explain. You may have just popped to the shop, you may have broken a knife at home, or it may be blunt, or you just want a new one, and you've popped to the shop and you're walking back. Now again, that can be easily explained. You might have the carrier bag that you've just, you know, from the shop that you've just bought it, and most importantly, a receipt, so you can show to the officer, look, I've just been to the shop, I've just bought this knife, I'm going back to cook my dinner. All perfectly reasonable, logical, and justifiable. The last thing you're probably going to be wondering is, what are the age restrictions? Anybody over the age of 18 can buy any lawfully possessable knife, under the age of 18 though can buy the UK carry knife. So anybody under the age of 18, as long as the blade is less than 3 inches long, it's folding with no locking mechanism, can purchase a knife. And in Scotland, anyone between the age of 16 and 18 can buy kitchen knives and cutlery. So pretty straightforward. And I have to be honest, I was a little bit surprised that it says anybody under the age of 18 can just go and buy a UK carry legal knife. I would have thought there would have been another sort of lower limit, maybe 14, 16, but I really can't find anything. So it sort of points to anybody under the age of 18 can go and buy one, which I think is probably going to get changed very, very soon. Yeah, just a little bit odd, but that's what the Home Office says, so that's what we're going to go with. So really, that's about it. That's a general overview of our knife laws here within the UK. I hope you found this useful and informative. If you have any other questions, and please put them in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer as many as possible. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and please consider subscribing for any future videos and content. And as always, guys, I hope to see you soon.